What's up, everybody? Welcome to Discourse and Chill. My name is Ian.
And I'm your girl Reese.
Today, we are going to talk about self care and self love and how important it is, especially now. 2020 was super hard, and even despite the pandemic and everything that goes on, you still have to take care of yourself and show yourself love. So, we're going to talk about what we do to show and to take care of ourselves and to show ourselves love and care and go over some things that maybe you can do for yourself to show yourself some love and some care. So, Reese, what exactly is self care or self love?
So, self care, in my opinion, is any activity that you do or do not do
Mm-hmm.
deliberately in order to take care of your mental, your emotional, your physical health overall. It is the time that you take for yourself. You turn off everything else and everybody else and just focus on you, your well being, and yeah, just making sure that you are good.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
about self.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's super important. I think there are a number of ways to show yourself love, and
Mhm.
we're just going to go over a few. I think for me, I'm a very, I would say, physical person. I like to be
Okay.
active. And so, some ways that I show myself uh, love and care is working out. Like, that is a way for
Mhm.
me to relieve stress. It's a way for me to get out frustration or to just really change my mood. So a good run or lifting weights or uh, just any type of physical activity. I've gotten into chopping wood since I've been here in Tennessee. Yeah.
Yeah. Letting out frustration, huh?
Listen, I was talking to my dad in the garage and I saw an axe and I was like, I'm gonna chop some wood. Like there's a couple of down trees in the back, and I pulled out a log and just went to work. And
Oh wow.
I literally it was like a high. It took me like 20 minutes to chop up this piece of wood. And after I was done, I had a blister on my hand, and I felt accomplished and um, like I don't know. I just felt good. I was like, I felt like I had just done something, even though I had done absolutely nothing. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So I do you all have a firewood burning wood burning fireplace?
No. So there was a dead tree
Okay.
by the house, and so my dad, cut it down and basically cut it into very
Okay.
large pieces and just threw it in the woods or whatever for it to like decompose.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
I pulled one of the logs out and was just like
Yeah.
going to work.
Oh man.
Yeah, but it just felt good.
You-
And and I think those are the things that are important is the after effects of the thing that you do. I went into it. I was frustrated. I can't even remember what I was frustrated about, but I was frustrated about something that day. And afterwards, I just felt good and accomplished.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I joined a Fit Body Boot Camp
Hmm.
here last year. Well, it was in the 2019, early 2020,
Okay.
and we know we had this 8 week 8 week challenge. It was like this New Year, New You challenge,
Hmm.
and I had like literally had like thrown myself into working out. And I found my rhythm. I was like
Hmm.
surprising myself. I keep seeing all of these Facebook reminders
Yeah.
from back then. And I really enjoyed, working out.
Hmm.
I had got my rhythm, and during the challenge, I lost like 17.3 pounds, like
Hmm.
just shy of my 20 pound goal
Hmm.
for the challenge. I probably gained back like 6.9 of those 17.3 since since COVID hit. Um, but yeah, because I'll be doing this like watching myself in the video, like but yeah, so I know like the enjoyment that comes with the exercise, the physical part of it. I never
Hmm.
thought that I would enjoy getting up and going to the gym.
Yeah.
COVID hit and it really threw me off of my routine. The
Hmm.
gym shut down. Um Like there was no workouts, period. Then they started sending. I have to commend my ladies at Westwood Fit Body Boot Camp. They would record the sessions and like
Mm-hmm.
email them to us every day to
Oh
keep us
wow.
going.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't open not one email. Lost, I lost all focus, all motivations.
Yeah.
Gyms opened back up mid July,
Mm-hmm.
but it was modified so you can only get like 10 people in per class.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was going to class when it first opened, and then I got the scare, the COVID scare, that I thought I may have been exposed to it, did what exposed other people.
Mm-hmm.
So then I stopped going, and then I went back, and then I stopped going. It was like,
Yeah.
back to school and all this kind of stuff hit,
Mm-hmm.
and I just completely lost my focus and my motivation, and I didn't realize how much those 30 minutes a day was fueling me and like
Mm-hmm.
helping me in my own quote unquote self-care, physical self-care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think back on it, and of course seeing the memories now is so bittersweet. Like I missed it.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I gotta get back into my routine and
Yeah.
get back with my ladies. So
Yeah, absolutely. So, what are you doing now to show yourself some self love and care? Since you don't have the gym, is there anything that you replaced it with?
So I am more so I do like things that's kind of like mentally stimulating.
Mm-hmm.
I started a small business, beads by Sharice Rochelle. So I create waist beads, anything that I can do with my hands
Mm-hmm.
or anything that helps me be creative. I am an artist in all aspects. I'm very multifaceted when it comes to art. And being able to create with my hands, build these waist beads, fill these orders. I
Mm-hmm.
get to do like any kind of combinations. They give me the colors and they let me have my free like freedom of expression to
Mm-hmm.
say. So and I didn't realize how therapeutic it was when I'm like counting the patterns out. Okay, like 4 bees, 8 bees, 2 bees, 4 bees, 8 bees, 2 bees. Just finding that rhythm has been
One. Ha,
very
ha,
very
ha, ha.
good for 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 my mental. Are you laughing at me?
I was doing the
Listen, I'm
count from
telling you.
Sesame Street.
Right. So yeah, I do things that help me explore my creative side.
Mm,
Anything that I love that's creative, or when I have the ability to create, that for me is one of my main ways of self-care.
nice, nice. I
Yeah.
think creativity is definitely important to me as well, and it's
Mhm.
been something that I've been trying to get back into. I think this podcast was part of getting back into that,
Yeah.
and being able to edit the video now is something
Mhm.
that I feel like is pushing my mind and my the elasticity of my mind because I don't know how to do it, but I'm like learning
Yeah.
as I go. And so
Yeah.
I remember I learned a new transition on the last video, and I was like, "This is cool." And I like ran over, I like showed my dad, and he's like, "So I don't care."
Yeah.
But like little moments
Yeah.
like that are super important because
Mhm.
you're finding something to build upon that euphoria that you get when you complete something or do something new. And I think that's
Yeah.
such an important part of self-care is the
Mhm.
act that kind of
Mhm.
leads to the endorphin release, like
Yeah.
whatever it is you're
Yeah.
doing, it brings you to this point of like accomplishment or contentment, and you just feel good about yourself and you feel
Mhm.
good in the moment. And I think that's super important, um, to be able to have that feeling to deal with whatever it is you're going through or to just escape um, the moment so you can just be grateful even, like cause
Oh
sometimes it's
yeah.
hard to be grateful when you know whoever in HR is getting on your damn nerves. But now
Yeah,
you do some self care and
I definitely
woosah.
right. Hmm. Right. But they say that, listening to podcasts or finding a new podcast is a form of self care. Just being able to like listen to something audibly
Hmm.
definitely helps. For all of those that are looking for audible self care, a podcast, or new ones to listen to, I highly recommend Discourse and Chill.
Yes. So please make sure you subscribe. You can like the video and also leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you.
Right, right. Discourse and Chill is nice and calming. We're gonna make you laugh. We're gonna give you a couple of facts, and then you're just gonna enjoy it.
Exactly.
I think we have a great thing going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there anything that you
Yeah.
do for your mental uh self care? Like anything that you do, like meditation or
So I meditate. I try to center myself. My 16-year-old nephew
Mhm.
told me you should try meditation, Auntie, and I was like, I do meditate. He's like, it really helps. So shout out to my deuce, my second nephew.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, like even at 16, he's saying, meditation works.
Mhm.
He has found it to help calm him
Yeah,
at 16. So that's dope. I love that he is also actively taking care of himself and making that time for self-care as well. So I think
absolutely.
it's really dope for him at 16. Super,
Mhm.
super dope. Um
I love to meditate. I do not do it enough. I
mhm.
remember living in North Carolina. I would go play basketball probably 3 or 4 days a week. And after basketball, I would stretch in my room and meditate. And
Mhm.
it was just a complete restart every time,
Yeah.
and I loved it. And I
Yeah.
just haven't been able to find that same kind of routine to be able to do it. And I don't know what it was
Mhm.
about that space that allowed it, but it just was such a good thing to do on a regular basis. So I'm really trying to get back into doing it. I work out and I meditate, but I just can't get past the 8 minute mark. Right now I'm at like 5 minutes, and then six. My eyes are open. I'm looking around like
Your nosy self.
I know, right? Ain't nobody in the house. Just
Right.
I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to see. It feels like it's been 30 minutes, and I'm like, it's been 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Damn it.
A mess. You nosy and impatient.
Absolutely.
A mess. Cutting up. So I think the combination for you with like the basketball, the physical, because you all like talk junk playing basketball. Like you all
um,
were aggressive. So
yes.
you probably, had all that aggression built up and then you stretch and kind of like, center yourself back, calm it back down. You probably come home hype. And had to, bring it back down. Wait a minute now.
Nah, see, I talk trash, but that's me getting out my aggression right there. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
if I'm playing basketball with you, you getting everything that I got the whole day, everything that I got
Yeah.
on my shoulders. you don't
Oh
catch,
man.
you don't catch me talking trash. You don't catch me like you know, all of
Just
it.
doing the whole most. Um, what do you do socially? For self care, there is a such thing as social self care.
Hmm.
As far as like face to face time with friends and family, or like nurturing relationships that you already have.
Yeah,
What are some things that you do socially for self care?
I think sometimes not going out. I
Mm,
remember when living in North Carolina, and there's poetry events multiple days of
mm,
the week, and you
mm,
feel the obligation to go to as many as you can. And
mm.
also, like, we had our show, and then we're like traveling to go to Durham for an event. It was just a lot sometimes, and I think sometimes it was important for me to say no, I'm not doing it. Like, tonight
Yeah,
is for me. um,
yeah.
and I think that's important to recognize that, like, especially for me, who I am an introvert and I need my
Mm-hmm.
me time. I need my time alone, and uh, just time to just unwind. I talked, like, even now, the job I have, I talk to so many people on a regular basis, and
Mhm.
I'm not somebody who's outgoing, so it's just a mental strain. And so sometimes it's like, okay, I need to turn the muscle off. You know, like I need to relax and look at
Mhm.
TV or read a book. Or I don't read books, I listen to books. Listen to a book, a podcast, work out, or meditate. Like I think it's important for me to just recognize when it's time for me to, okay, I need some me time. How about you?
As far as socially goes,
Hmm.
I think I call my best friend.
Yeah.
My best friend Jessica.
Hey,
I've known
Jessica.
Jessica since seventh grade. We
Hmm.
go back, like we go back.
Yeah.
And she knows so much about me. I know so much about her. We have
Hmm.
been each other's strength in the hardest moments.
Yeah.
Um, she is also someone who can give you a listening ear and always has like this calm about her.
Yeah.
She's like a duck, just how you see him like just kind of gliding across the water. Them legs be just kicking underneath, you know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
she's so cool and even keel,
I didn't know you were
even in the midst of all
going
her
with that for a
stuff.
minute.
Oh yeah, like, yeah, so like she can really like help you, just kind of glide through and like
Hmm.
find the piece of everything, and then like she's very good at asking the question
Hmm.
to make you say, hmm,
Hmm.
okay, let me process this and calm down. I'm doing too much. So shout out to Jessica. I love you. If you're listening, bestie,
Hmm.
hey. I also like doing maybe a girls' night in.
Hmm.
Or my selfie sessions during the holiday. Me and Jessica, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, anytime Easter, we get together and them Snapchat filters be popping. So self care snappy selfies, with my best friend.
Hmm.
On a social side, I do also enjoy being alone. So if I have to, take myself out on a quote unquote solo date,
Hmm.
or I'm a Netflix and chill with myself, just things like that
Yeah.
help to kind of center myself and bring reel me back in. In my day-to-day life, I have to be in control of so many things and manage, people, be like the leader, and
Mhm.
sometimes I just want to be able to just not.
Yeah, absolutely.
So being able to just come home to myself and be with myself has helped.
Yeah. I
Yeah, I
think,
call it dark time.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was like, I think self care is something that I learned at a very young age. I don't know why,
Mm,
and I didn't know it was
mm,
called self care when I was younger, like high school, college. But I would always take the time to spend with myself because I knew that for me, social interactions are taxing. Like
okay.
a lot of people, uh, I think a lot of people don't understand sometimes that it's super taxing for me because I don't understand
Mm,
emotions completely. Like I don't have them in
you
the same
don't.
way that a lot of people have them.
You don't. You definitely
so,
don't.
so, so when people have them, I'm like trying to figure out. It's like a calculus problem sometimes. Like I'm like, dang, I don't know why they feel like this. I need to like. And so all of this is happening so many times throughout the day, like interacting with different people and like watching them react, and then I'm like, this is like a new math problem every time I interact with a new person. I've gotten better throughout the years, but I'm still pretty,
You
terrible.
have.
But
You are.
but I think I know that about myself, so I always, tell people in advance, look, I'm sorry, but I can't give this to you in the way that you want to give it to me. Like
Mhm.
if you come to
Yeah.
me with something super exciting, like there's a good chance like I'm gonna miss it.
Mhm.
And it's not because like I don't think it's exciting. My reaction just is muted. It's just like it's all under the surface. It's like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But really inside I'm like, this is amazing. But anyway, I think I learned at a very young age that it was important for me to sit with those feelings and those thoughts and to really just take the time to relax my brain so I could just
Hmm.
focus and be present when I needed to be present, you know?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
see, I'm the opposite of that.
Mhm.
Um, I've always been someone to suppress.
Mhm.
So like instead of like dealing with things that have affected me, I just kind of like push it on down and like I'm fine. It's
Mhm.
I'm fine.
Yes, I know.
I've worn out. The I'm fine has been worn out. So like,
All facts.
um, right, like I'm not big on sharing when I have something going on,
Mhm.
especially when I don't feel like it's going to be acknowledged
Mhm.
or like taken seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like because I'm the quote unquote I'm the strong one,
Yeah.
so I never she's strong, ain't nothing, she's good, she got it.
Mhm.
So I've never had ever in my life the opportunity to be vulnerable or like break down or let somebody see like quote unquote my soft side. I've always had to be like you know like like the whole time.
I
Are
seen
you
it
raising your hand?
because I seen it.
Oh. But how long did it take you to see it
Listen.
though, so it's again it's like my whole life I've been the strong one. I've been the one
Mhm.
that's taking care of everybody. I've been the one who has been like the sounding board. Everybody comes and like whatever issues they have or problems they have, they dump
Mhm.
right on me.
Yeah.
And listen, I am always here for my friends, my family, my loved ones, however I can be in whatever capacity I can be.
Yeah.
Um, but sometimes, the strong ones need to be able to dump and let it out too,
Yeah.
and I have people in my life that I can do that with, so definitely thankful for that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's bruh.
Yeah. It's absolutely
Yeah, I've been
important.
I've been the
Like,
strong one.
mhm. I think it's important to be able to emotionally process, in whatever way
Yeah,
that you need to emotionally process. And I think
yeah.
that I've learned also that I'm emotionally processed differently through different stages of my life. Like
Mhm.
poetry has been a space. Journaling is now my new space apparently, because I've been
Mhm.
doing a lot of that lately, and
Yeah.
I've never been able to keep a consistent journal in my entire life. And this is
Oh,
like the last 4 months has been a consistent, like at least every 2 or 3 days, if not every day. And most of the time it's been every day. Um, so I
okay.
think journaling is something new for me, and it definitely has been an interesting journey. And like to go back and read some of your journal entries is weird.
Like, what was I going through? Wait
Like
a minute.
this was 2 weeks ago. I must have had a really bad day this day. Yeah, but I think I don't know. I think it's very important, and even things like therapy, like that's a
Hmm.
type of self care. Like recognizing
Yeah.
that you want to change or address or identify is super
Hmm.
important in a learning process or a learning opportunity, and sometimes it takes therapy. And like
Yeah.
I think sometimes like I've been considering going because
Hmm.
recently, just because a lot of life happened last year, and I think I want to like really uh, fully learn how to process all of it and how
Yeah.
to move through it. Because I'm really good at putting things down and walking away. I
Hmm.
am I'm the let go king. Like I grew up in a military household, so I moved so many times. Like every year, every other year. So it was like I had these friends and I knew they were temporary, and some of them I kept along the way, but most of the time it's like I knew I was leaving. So it was always really good at like compartmentalizing and understanding and then putting that down and moving forward. And I think
Wow.
there's a lot of residual I think there's things that you don't deal with when you do that. Like when you just
Yeah.
put something down, walk away, you don't necessarily detach from it or deal with any underlying issues. So, I mean, I definitely thought, especially over the last couple of months, that I think I may want to start seeing a therapist because I want to learn how to process and identify and, you know, move through or move past or forward, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I think that's dope. I am one who definitely encourage black men to definitely go and seek therapy.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot that has gone on that black men overall as a community need to talk through
Mm-hmm.
outside of like personal stuff that they need to talk to. So I definitely listen. I'm in full support. Um Listen, if that's what you feel you need to do, by all means, make sure that you go and just talk to somebody.
Yeah,
Let it
absolutely.
out. Sometimes we say, "Oh, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine," and then there's really things that I haven't processed. I mean, I've had
Mm-hmm.
life things happen to me that I still tear up about, years later because I really haven't dealt fully with what that was, what
Mm-hmm.
that meant, how that has truly changed my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um so yeah, I definitely I commend you for even saying out loud. There's a stigma about black folk in therapy, so even saying it out loud that something that you thought about doing and are truly considering. Listen, I am in full support, black man. Get what you need to get,
I
get
appreciate
what
it.
you need to get.
I appreciate it.
Yep. um yeah, also with the whole emotional side to self-care, we have to detach ourselves from negative people or people who make us feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can scroll down social media and it's always like, oh, this going on, that's going on, ain't nothing right, y'all, you know what I'm saying, like those type people, those negative Nancy's and Nathans. You have to sometimes unfollow. You don't necessarily have to unfriend somebody, but that unfollow button is the best emotional social media self-care that you can ever find. Okay, listen, you can unfollow and be okay,
Yeah,
and if you
absolutely.
decide that you want to see, well, let me go see what they're talking about, you can go visit their page. But if you unfollow somebody, that stuff is not in your immediate always popping up.
Mm-hmm.
You can tune people out, put them on mute,
Yes,
just hit
yes.
that unfollow button if everything that somebody on your page is saying is negative and it is affecting you and starting to drain your energy. Unfollow.
Mm-hmm.
Unfollow.
Like social media is a beautiful, dangerous thing, right? Like it's
Yes,
amazing
yes.
and it's great, but it's also like super toxic in so many different ways. And so
Mm-hmm.
I I have a philosophy that I've curated my feed in a way that I can still learn and also not like I don't know. I want to be entertained and also learn in my news feed. You know, like when I see
Right,
things,
right.
I want things that teach me something, like whether it be a news
Mm-hmm.
outlet or whatever, so I'm informed, or I want to like have something that brings me joy. You know, whether it be
Yeah.
um, a travel site or whatever. I follow this one page on Instagram, and it's called Cheap Old Houses. And in my heart of hearts, deep down, I want to buy a super old house and I want to rehab it and like just start from scratch and just, well, not scratch, but
Yeah.
some good bones and just make something beautiful
Right.
out of something that has been, not taken care of. And so they have houses on there for
Okay.
like 42,000, 50,000, 70,000. And for some reason, when I see it, I just like look at the pictures of the houses and I'm like, ooh, I would do this to this room. I would do this to this room, And like that little
Yeah.
5, 10 minute little process just is like a way for me to like escape and also activate creativity and like a reminder of a dream that I have. And
Okay. Okay.
it's just like a little moment that I can have with myself and move on without my day. Like I could make calls at work, do emails at work, do this little thing for 10 minutes, and then, man, I feel good. I can keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. I wake up every day. I wrote what I call my commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Um some former friends, kind of got me into this, daily gratitudes and creating my own personal commercial that I tell to myself. And every morning I get up and I read my commercial. I say, who I am, what I want,
Mm-hmm.
and what I will do in the future. So I talk to my present self, and I talk of my future self. Who
Mm-hmm.
I am right now, how I am valuable right now in this moment, and
Mm-hmm.
then what my value will bring in the future. So
Yes.
yeah, I get up and I read my commercial every morning. It's on my mirror.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm trying to make sure these coils and this natural is put together, I'm looking at it and I'm reading my commercial to myself every day.
Yeah, me too. I still have mine. Uh, I
Yeah.
think I think
Yeah.
that is a beautiful thing. Um,
Hmm.
I'll tell everybody about it. So basically, you're gonna introduce yourself to yourself. So I took 5 people and I asked them for 5 adjectives. Um, and I would say choose your people wisely.
Hmm.
But I gave 5 adjectives, and then each person gave 5 adjectives, and then I put that into a commercial that introduces myself to myself. And
Hmm.
again, like Reese says, it really just tells like who I am and also who I want to be in the future. And I
Hmm.
think it's a beautiful, beautiful tool because you should always speak well of yourself. I know that I am somebody who is super hard on myself. I
Hmm.
make a mistake and I will essentially punish myself for that mistake, and it's something that you you can do. I'm not going to sit here and tell you can't do, but you also, as much as you um, speak negatively of yourself, you have to speak positively of yourself so much more. It's super important that you look yourself in the mirror as well and like tell yourself like what you think of yourself, how much you love yourself, and how grateful you are for the things that you've accomplished, things that you've been through, how you've survived till today. Like today is
Hmm.
not promised, and so like looking yourself in the mirror and just saying you're grateful to be here right now is huge for your self esteem and just for understanding that moments like life moments are important and impactful and not guaranteed and special, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I missed the exercise where I was supposed to ask other people attributes about myself. So I gave myself about 40 amazing adjectives because I can.
Let them know.
Look, I know I'm great. So listen, I didn't need anybody else's validation in that
Listen.
regard.
Yep.
So but you know what? One simple way of self care
Mm-hmm.
that we all can do, and is the easiest thing and the hardest thing at the same time, is to turn the phone off. Turn your phone off, be it for 30 minutes, be it for an hour, be it for the rest of the night. If you go to
Mm-hmm.
bed at 9:30, 10 o'clock, turn your phone off unless it's your alarm.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a ways around that too.
Yeah.
If you buy an alarm clock, then you don't have to utilize your phone as the alarm,
Yeah.
and that way you are definitely unplugging from the system.
Yeah.
You're giving
Absolutely.
yourself that time to literally spend that time with yourself instead of the first thing you do is wake up is let me check my phone.
Mm-hmm.
If the phone is off and you come up with a routine like I'm gonna take a shower, I'm gonna get some coffee, I'm gonna eat breakfast, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll check the phone.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's a thing you can do if you have an iPhone. I don't know if you can do it on Android, but I have a time limit on my apps. So in the evening time, at I think 9:45, my apps are not accessible, and so
Oh,
I click them and it say sorry time limit, and so they're not accessible from 9:45 or 10 until 6:45, which is usually after I'm done working out. So
okay.
it's a way that I can put the phone down, And then I've set
Mhm.
time limits on individual apps that I felt I was spending too much time on. So
Mhm.
it was just a way for me to recognize that I need to spend more time in the present world and not so much time on my phone. Because there's a
Yeah.
lot that goes on in real life. Like social media is lovely, but it's not real life, Like we can
Yeah.
experience so much more and get so much more from like picking up a book or going outside and taking a deep breath. Like I've I've also gotten this routine of waking up in the morning, working out, taking a shower, and then just going outside and walking down my dad's driveway to the street and then walking back just to like take in the morning and to like recognize the day because I spend all day in the house
Yeah.
working, you know? So it's just a way to like get outside, take in some fresh air, and realize that it's a new day.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I think that's dope that you have routine.
mm.
I again, I think I said it in our last podcast. I didn't miss a beat, so I've been outside every day. I haven't been confined to the house. So for me, you know, I haven't had to like, oh, let me figure out how to stretch and get out this house.
Hmm.
I've always been out the house,
Yeah, absolutely.
But some things that I try to do while I'm at work. Some days I can, some days I don't. Is literally to go back and just like take a quick 5 minutes to do some deep breathing,
Hmm.
to try to help center myself. When you deal with the public the way I do, sometimes you are tested, and you have to stop and take a minute and regroup so that the first person who dumped this negative energy on you
Hmm.
doesn't stick with you, and then you throw that energy onto somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had to learn that early on in my professional career.
Hmm.
Somebody can come in and switch up your whole mood like in the drop of a dime,
Yeah.
and then you have to make the conscious decision to leave that with them, and then move on to the next person with a fresher start.
Hmm.
So being able to step back and literally just breathe in, breathe out, get it together, Cherise. Get it together, Cherise. Like, I'll go in my office and I'm like literally like, get it together, Cherise. It's
Woosah.
necessary. And breathing,
Woosah.
right? Breathing helps. I'm telling you, breathing helps.
Hmm.
So it's
Absolutely. And
it's
they
a
say
thing.
that just intentional breath, like sitting
Hmm.
down for 1 minute and taking intentional breaths for an entire minute, is something that can calm
Hmm.
you, can lower your blood pressure, can just center you and relax you. So
Yeah.
if you have a moment, just sit down, close your eyes, and do some intentional breathing. It's super impactful. And like, it's crazy that all of these little things impact us in so many ways, you know, like kind words to
Yes.
ourselves, intentional breathing, um, getting off your phone. It's like the more
Hmm.
we spend cultivating us, the better we feel about us.
Right.
And I think that people don't realize it as much as they should.
Hmm.
But like just taking care of yourself is super important and impactful for everyday life. And I hope that you all take the time and find ways to just show yourself some care and some love.
Hmm.
And even for me, like my birthday was yesterday, and I love to cook. It is just the thing that I do to like it makes me feel good, and I haven't been able to do it as much as I would like. But yesterday I was like, I'm gonna cook dinner for my birthday, and I spoke to a couple people, and they're like, "Why are you cooking your own birthday dinner?" I was like, "It just makes me feel good, you know." And I think
Yeah.
I made me some pulled pork sliders. I cooked a pork butt for like 5 hours, and it was
Mm.
delicious. And it just felt good to like to do that for me, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just find things that just bring you joy and find ways to interject them into your day on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. 2020 was hard,
Mm-hmm.
and 2020 looked like it's trying to, I mean 2021 looked like it's trying to start off stupid too. So you have to definitely take the time to ensure that your physical, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual
Mm-hmm.
self-care is all intact. Find yourself a routine. It's not a one size fits all method. What works for
Mm-hmm.
me might not work for you. Self care is one of those things that is transformative to the person that's dealing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot has happened. We have gone through a lot overall. As a world, not just the nation or
Mm-hmm.
a state or city or whatever. Like we as a world, we've gone through so much,
Yeah.
and we have to sit with ourselves and make sure that we're okay. Don't feel like you have to figure it all out in one whop.
Yeah.
Find out the thing that needs the most attention in that moment and work on that. And then once you get better in that area, move on to the next area.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel like you have to be better because people say, "Oh, you should be past that, or you should be fine, or oh, you're the strong one."
Yeah. Absolutely.
Take care of yourself in your own way.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think I saw it on TikTok or Reels on Instagram, and this woman was saying that if you're 35, you've been through some crazy, 35 or older, you've been through some crazy historical events, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've had 9/11.
Yeah.
We've had Trump as president. We've had
Yeah.
an insurrection at the Capitol. We've had a global
Yeah.
pandemic and a number of
Mm-hmm.
other things in between all
Mm-hmm.
of that, you know? And then you have
Yeah.
your individual life of, it's a spectrum of all the things that you've gone through or experienced or lived through or survived or obstacles that you've overcome. And
Mm-hmm.
you have all of these things that you're dealing with that are pushing you in so many different directions and making you feel so many different things. It is
Mm-hmm.
super important to take the time to sit with all of that, to find something physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, social, just different ways to bring a smile to your face, show gratitude for the moment,
Mm-hmm.
decompress, process, and just build yourself up, because sometimes the outside world in your life, it could just be a lot. And I think it's
Mm-hmm.
important that we all take the time to show love to ourselves. And I think we do a good job of showing love to so many other people and in different ways, and we don't give ourselves that same energy, Like,
Yeah.
give yourself the same, if not more, energy. It is not selfish.
Yeah.
It is it is not something that you should feel bad about. You should feel proud. You should feel enriched, empowered, to show
Mm-hmm.
yourself love as much as needed. Period. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, don't feel ashamed about taking time for yourself. You deserve
Yes.
it.
Right. Remember that no is a complete sentence. And
Facts.
you don't have to justify or explain your no. No is a complete sentence
Yes.
and is one of the best forms of self care. The ability to say no,
Yeah.
especially if you are not in the capacity mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
to help somebody else. No is a complete sentence that does not require explanation.
Yeah. Listen, I think that's such a powerful lesson. I think, like,
Mhm.
I was fortunate to have my father, who is the king of not just no but hell no. And then that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it's something that I've learned and I've picked up from him, and I love it. Uh, and it's something that I try to give other people too. I always tell people, like,
Mhm.
no, just say no. Don't explain it. Just say no. That's all you
Yeah.
need, because explaining it, like, just, I think, gives the power back to the person. I understand, like, if you're trying to be considerate or certain situations, like, I
Mhm.
totally understand that. But in a
Yeah.
lot of instances, no is fine. It is not
Yeah.
rude. It is not
Nope.
disrespectful. Like, it's
Nope.
none of those things. It is just an acknowledgement that, like, you should take in and own. So, no.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like,
Right. Nope. I'm not able to do it.
yeah.
Nope. Yeah. One of the quotes that I have taken on, I was told this almost 3 years ago,
Mhm.
is that you are only responsible for today.
Mm-hmm.
All other days will take care of themselves. So live in your present, worry about your present. Tomorrow will take care of tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you can for today in this moment for yourself. You are only responsible for today. The past has gone. We're not
Mm-hmm.
going to live in the past. We're going to be responsible for today. You are only responsible for today. All other days in the future will take care of themselves as they come.
Yeah.
So do what you can in the moment, especially when it comes down to maintaining some type of um mental or emotional consistency, some strength. Worry about what you can worry about, and today everything else will take care of itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. And on that note, I think we will come to an end. I think again, self care is super important, and there's ways that you can give yourself self love and self care physically, socially, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. They're all super
Mhm.
important. Take time to address them all, and love yourself. Be grateful for
Yes,
you. Like, you deserve
yes,
love, you deserve the gratitude of yourself and those around you. I tell Reese, I am thankful for you, and Ian, damn, I'm thankful for you too. Like,
yes.
these are not. I think I want to say one thing before we go. These are also
Okay.
things that have been deemed to be self-centered or selfish, or like we have to take
Hmm.
away the stigma of being I think putting yourself first sometimes. I think it's super important to
Yes.
understand what you need, and it's okay to put yourself first if that's what you need. Take the time.
Right.
Take it. Take it.
Yes. Normalize self care in 2021.
Yes.
Look.
Yes. Travel, eat good food, like
Mhm.
work out, do whatever it is that brings joy to your life, cuz that's what we
Yeah.
going to do. All right? Me and Reese,
Yes.
we
Yeah.
going to be intentional about how we love ourselves and how we love other people this year. And I think
Mhm.
I'm going to give you all right. So 5 things that I'm going to do for physical self-care. I'm going to continue to work out. For social
Okay.
care, self care, I'm going to continue to say no. For mental self for mental self care, I'm gonna read and be creative. For
Okay.
spiritual self care, I'm gonna meditate for longer periods of time, and for emotional self
Okay.
care, I'm gonna go to therapy. Those are my
Okay.
5.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I guess I need to get my five too then.
I mean, you don't have
Um.
to, but you can.
Okay, so physical self care. I am going to get back on my exercise routine and start my healthy eating again.
Okay.
Um, social self care. I will. I'm going to reach out to an old friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going to reconnect and um just reach out to an old friend.
Okay.
As far as mental self care, I am going to continue to be creative. Beads by Sharice Rochelle. Look me up on Instagram at Beads by Sharice Rochelle.
Find her, please.
I will continue to create. I also want to learn a new language. Like, you
Mm,
know,
okay.
I can speak Spanish. I'm not as fluent as I once was,
Mm.
but you know, I got the basics down. I can talk people into spending more money. But I you know, I played around with like wanting to learn French. Um I really want to learn some African dialect. You know,
Mm.
I really want to be able to just speak multiple languages outside of, you know, the norm. You know,
Mm.
I got a little French in me. Not too much, but you know, to be fluent in multiple languages. I want to be able to do that. So that's going to be part of the aspect. My spiritual self-care, you know, I meditate now. I actually could try to reconnect on a more spiritual level with, you know, the universe, my creator, you know, in that regard.
Mm.
My emotional self-care, I will um Be intentional, like you said. I started this whole hashtag Twitter is my witness thing.
Mm-hmm.
I said in 2021 I was going to stop playing with love
Okay.
and actually be open to love in 2021. So emotionally, I am going to stop playing around. You know, all of the walls that I've built up. I am going to be intentional with love in 2021. So, hashtag Twitter is my witness is what I've been using.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow me on Twitter at Sharice Rochelle if you like. And join me on this journey. And yeah, I think those are my goals.
All right. That sounds good.
Yeah.
This is a we're gonna hold each other accountable, and Discourse and Chill
Okay.
Chillers, y'all gonna hold us accountable too. But
Yes.
again, thank y'all for joining us. Please make sure you subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, and I think we're gonna plan on doing a YouTube live soon. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Okay, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
All
We
right.
love
Thank
you.
you all for tuning in.
Yep.
All right. I love you, Eve. Bye,
Grateful for
chillers.
you. Bye, y'all.